Hello again, my name is Sarah and welcome back to Everyday Consent. Today I'm going to share a couple exercises to practice communication skills, which, as we learned in some earlier videos, you can see here and here, are pretty important. These exercises are meant to be done in pairs, and they also work really well in a group if you rotate partners. The first exercise is one that I learned in one of my anatomy classes in college, and is similar to an exercise that YouTube user Von Schleissen commented about previously. The class had a focus on dance and movement, which meant that we did a fair bit of experiential floor work that went along with the course material. On one of these days, we were working on an activity that involved a lot of physical contact with the other students, so the guest lecturer first had us do the following exercise to get us comfortable with touching each other and with communicating our boundaries about being touched. He had us do this at the very beginning to make it clear that we could and should communicate what kinds of touch we were and were not okay with, and to give us some methods for doing so. Yeah, that's almost like setting a norm, huh? Yeah. The basic idea is to practice saying no to being touched in 3 different ways. The first way is to verbally just say no. The second way is to physically reject the touch by moving away or blocking the movement. And the third way is to verbally say no again, but this time present an alternative. So, once you have a partner, the way this works is, partner 1 slowly and obviously initiates some kind of touch. For example, placing their hand on partner 2's forearm, or on the back of their neck, or maybe on their stomach. At this point, partner 2 says something like, "No, please don't do that. I don't want you to touch me there." Any variant is fine so long as it is a definite verbal rejection of what is happening. Once that's done, the partners move on to the next method. Partner 1 tries to initiate a different kind of touch. Again, slowly and obviously, so partner 2 knows what's happening. This time, partner 2 physically rejects the motion, either by shrugging or dropping the hand off, shrinking away, or forcibly grabbing the hand and moving it away. And then the last method. Partner 1, again, initiates some form of touch. And this time, partner 2 says no, but presents an alternative. This alternative can be similar to the proposed form of touch, or it can be completely different. So, say partner 1 puts their hand on partner 2's back, and partner 1 says, "No, not right there, move your hand up a bit higher." Or maybe partner 1 places their hand on partner 2's stomach, and partner 2 says, "No, you can't touch my stomach, but you can grab my elbow." Then, after all that, switch and have partner 1 practice saying no. I love this exercise for a bunch of reasons. The main one, of course, is that both partners get to practice saying no and hearing no. This is important because even if we understand that we can say no, and that it's okay if we do hear no, we can still feel a bit apprehensive about doing so. So practicing this makes it feel a bit more normal, which can make it a bit easier to do when it actually matters. Another reason is that this exercise makes it clear that there are a lot of different ways to say no. I also think the third step is really great because it gives you practice being specific about what is or is not okay, and it makes it clear that saying yes or no to one form of contact does not have to be the same thing as saying yes or no to any form of contact. You'll probably find this next exercise pretty enjoyable because you get to give each other massages. Although I have a couple rules for you before you jump in. First things first, if you have no idea how to give a massage, start with watching a quick video like this one. You don't need to become an expert or anything, just learn enough for a short massage and to keep from hurting your partner. I suggest picking a type of massage that doesn't require removing any clothing, such as neck, hand, foot, or scalp massages. I chose hand massage for the example I've provided because I think it's one of the least intimate feeling, so more people may be comfortable with receiving one. Whichever you choose, just make sure that it's something that your partner is comfortable with you doing to them. Which leads me to the first big rule for this exercise. Ask about everything. Ask your friend or partner if they're willing to participate in this exercise at all. Ask if they'd like to switch roles when you're done by giving you a massage back, or if they're only willing to receive one. Ask what kind of massage they'd be comfortable with you giving them. Ask if they would prefer if you did or did not use massage oil, and so on. The second big rule for this exercise is to describe everything you are and are going to do in as much detail as possible. Before you start the exercise, tell them that this is what you're going to do. Tell them, "I'm going to be describing what I'm doing in a lot of detail. I'll be doing it so much it might even get annoying. Are you alright with that?" If you're not quite sure what I mean by describe everything, you can start by reiterating what the video or other source that you used tells you to do pretty much verbatim. If you want, you can even have the video playing while you're doing the massage, and pretty much just repeat what the instructor is saying. So for example, if the video says, hold the person's hand palm up in both of your hands, while alternating pressure on the middle of their palm by pressing each of your thumbs down and moving them in circular motions, then you turn to your partner and say, I'm going to, Hold your hand palm up in both of my hands while alternating pressure on the middle of your palm by pressing each of my thumbs down and moving them in circular motions. While using the descriptions provided in the video is a good way to start, I do encourage you to add to them, maybe by going into more detail or by rephrasing some of it in your own words. The goal here is to basically be constantly talking. I wasn't kidding earlier when I said it might get annoying, but so long as both of you are okay with that, aim to be speaking too much. While you should be talking pretty constantly, do also be sure to provide ample opportunities for feedback from your partner. So try to ask, how does that feel? Is this a good amount of pressure? Or is this painful? At a lot of different points, and listen to what they say. When you're all done with the massage, thank your partner for participating. The point of this exercise is to practice describing, touching, and interacting with another person's body, and asking for permission and feedback while doing so. Practicing this while doing something somewhat intimate, though still pretty low pressure, and probably with someone that you have a comfortable relationship with, will make it easier to practice these skills and help build up to using those skills in more intimate relationships during sex. As I mentioned earlier, these exercises work best in pairs or in a group while rotating partners. If you want to try one or both of them out, I suggest for this week's assignment, getting a group of friends together and making an event of it. Remember to ask your friends if they want to participate because, consent! If you end up trying these out, let me know in the comments how things go, or any other thoughts that come up. Also, if you have any suggestions for modifications, or if you know of any different exercises that you think I should mention, please let me know in the comments, or shoot me an email. You could also tweet it to me, or tumble it at me. Thanks everyone, happy consenting, and I'll see you next week. What? No, I'm so far away.
Do you need some assistance? You're sitting there with little T-Rex arms.
I'm a thirsty T-Rex. But Pillow, you make my life better, but you're also a struggle. I need to take elocution lessons.
Indeed.
Oh. But what if I become too proper sounding?
You won't.
I won't. Are you sure?
Yep.